Well, good morning. How are you all today? And welcome to American Reversion. I'm Steve Smith, drinking my coffee out of one of our favorite mugs. America needs a reversion. Let me take a sip. He crushed it last night, did he not? He crushed it. He took the stick to him in Iowa. This is kind of a special one that I'm going to insert in the day. I'm still going to do the daily one here in a little bit, but I felt that this deserved something else. Well, this was historical. This was, they tried to set this thing up, the mainstream media and his opponents, and all of the doubters out there tried to set this up as if he didn't get Trump is who we're talking about. I just say he, as if he didn't get 50% of Iowa, it was a failure. What I mean, my gosh. Well, he won 98 out of 99 counties in Iowa, coming up with 51%. And I tell you, that is a blowout. He crushed it. Interesting things came out of this. Now, the thing is, the fight is on now. The fight is on. DeSantis, who I said long ago had ruined his political future by turning and running against the man who put him in office. Nikki Haley, who is a putz, thought that she was going to bring in the women, and she comes in with this scolding, mom-like thing that she thought was going to be. She's appealing to nobody. I mean, well, she's appealing to apparently 19% of Iowans, but and I'm sure higher other places and lower other places. But she has the appeal of the Grinch, in my opinion. Can't be trusted. Is she's unhappy, she's sour, she's okay, enough about her, because she doesn't deserve the time I've already given her. DeSantis the same way. But here are some things that we take out of this. That who did Trump get his support? Now, they expected him to do very poorly in the counties that were more affluent, right, and also the college towns, Iowa State and Iowa University of Iowa. He did not. They expected he did well in those, and we have some interesting things here. Among MAGA supporters, he got 77%. Now, I'll have to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that it was that low, because there is no MAGA without Trump. He created it, he drove it, he is MAGA. So for the 23% of so-called MAGA supporters who voted for somebody else, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Anyway, I'll let that go. That just shows you the the person, the mindset of some voters and how they identify and how they actually vote. Among those with no college degree, that would be 63%. And they do that. The reason that they use that is to try to make it look like, well, the smart people vote for the liberals and the Democrats and these other people and Vivek and all that. And I'm not slamming on Vivek. I'll have something good to say about him in a minute. Or Trump pronounced it Vivek. I don't know, which doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. They make it. They do this so as to try to make it look like, well, it's the uneducated people who are voting Republican, or the uneducated people that are voting for Trump, or it's the uneducated. Well, a college degree doesn't equate with education. There's a lot of dummies with degrees, to be honest, and of course we know a lot of indoctrination. It means you're indoctrinated, not that you're educated. And I think more and more people are getting hip to that. They understand that, and not just people who feel like you and I do, not just the hardcores, but normal people. I guess I just called us abnormal, didn't I? Among rural caucus goers, I found this interesting. He won 59%. Rural caucus. Now we have to understand that Iowa has not always been a deep red state. There are a lot of liberal-leaning people in Iowa, a lot of Democrats, and this is a holdover from the old days to where everybody believed that the Democrats were the party for the little guy, the working man, and of course most Iowans who are very nice. I have to say this. I don't think I've ever met anyone from Iowa that wasn't nice and I didn't like, including their criminals. Back in the day when I was in fugitive apprehension, I brought a number of people back from Iowa, and even their criminals were nice. I guess those were our criminals that got caught up there, but apparently their time in Iowa had made them nice. But I love Iowans. I don't love this. It's cold up there, and there's so many pig farms. You got to keep your windows rolled up as you drive through it in the summertime. But other than that, I love Iowa. Corn and pretty fields and all that. The salt of the earth, heart of the nation, everything like that. But Iowans have historically had this idea, kind of like Minnesotans, that the Democrats, were the ones for the little people and the farmers and the small town people, and those nasty Republicans, those were the rich people, those were the Rockefellers, those were the city people, those were the people actually who, built the companies that most people work for. But Trump actually is the one who turned Iowa red back during his first time through. And it has stayed that way. However, I am still surprised at this. Rural caucus goers, only 59%. I would have thought it would have been higher than that. Now, even I know that a lot of people, and I understand this more from the Integrative Preparedness channel. There's just a lot of people out there still that say, I don't like Trump because of his demeanor, and I think that's a lot of, they don't like his New York ways, the way he speaks, I get it, but you have to get past that. You have to understand that you can't, the way people speak can turn you off. Some people turn me off. I understand, but you have to look. We're not looking for a best friend here. We're looking for a president. We're looking for somebody who can turn America back around and give it a reversion. This guy has withstood. You talk about tough. How many people out there could have withstood what he has withstood over the last 3 years, over the last 7 years actually, and still been fighting? I don't know anybody. I think that Reagan would have stopped. Okay. But anyway, so he got 59%. I would encourage you all, you rural voters out there. Well, now everybody should jump behind Trump now. Everybody. There is no chance for anybody else. Trump is a guy. If you don't support Trump, you're supporting Biden or Big Mike or Oprah or whoever they decide to run. Okay? Simple as that. Among white evangelicals, he also got 59%, and I'm not surprised about that. Evangelicals are, it's interesting, and different people would describe an evangelical differently, and I won't get into that now. But some are put off by how he has expressed some things in the past. Some are put off by 2 divorces. Some are, and here again, if Jesus ain't running. Okay. If you want what's best for the country, you have to vote and support the person who is going to do the best for the country. And I understand them wanting, maybe they like DeSantis, they like he comes off nicer and all this. But realize this, he stabbed Trump in the back. He stabbed the guy who put him in his governorship in the back. Okay. And Nikki Haley, made constant. As a matter of fact, Trump put out a loop on it with her saying over and over, if Trump runs, I will not run. So, if you're picking people for their integrity, well, there's 2 right there. How would you support those 2? I don't get it, but and then if any of the evangelicals went with Ramaswamy, I kind of understand that. Now here's a surprise. Here's the big surprise. And here is something that I have said a long time, trying to get, we hear so many people rag on the younger people, right? Younger people don't know anything and they're lazy and they got their noses stuck in their phones all the time and they're worthless and everything like that, just like the previous generation said about you, except for the phones. And everybody thinks that they're clueless. And I have said numerous times, my oldest son has a big Trump 2024. He asked for that for Christmas. What do you want for Christmas, Aiden? I want a Trump 2024 flag. Why do you want that? All my friends have them in their rooms. Does that surprise you? He's 17 years old in high school in the suburbs, and he wanted a Trump flag in his room. He's got it hanging up there. But it's not just him. It is apparently a large percentage of younger people, clear down through high school. And of course, as you can well imagine, my younger kids in middle school are like that. And they will continue to be. And they are, semi-interested. You can see their eyes glaze over after a couple of minutes of me explaining something, but at least I get a couple of minutes in, and that will probably improve. So Trump, in the underage 30 group, got 54%. 54%. Now, that was surprising to me, and I think it might be a surprise to you. Why that? Because, here again, Vivek is one of these guys that he's a super brain, right? He had built $1 million company before he got out of college. This guy talks as fast as Ben Shapiro and puts out the message like Ronald Reagan. This guy is brilliant. He's not for president. I think he's got a spot in there, but he's not presidential material, at least not yet. Maybe in 20 years, we will see. But you would think that he would be the one appealing to the under 30 crowd, right? He's like them. Or you might think that Nikki Haley might appeal to the under 30 crowd because she's a woman. And of course, everybody thinks that the young people are all indoctrinated and, feminists and a vote for a woman and everything like that. Apparently not. And also Ron DeSantis, who comes out and speaks in a manner that's kind of nice and milky toasty and makes claims. He can make a strong statement in such a weak way you don't believe him, right? That's just him, and I think he's falling apart. And for anybody who's not aware of this, some people are still under the misimpression that he was a Navy SEAL. That was put out there and spread around by a lot of people. I even had to correct a couple of people on the integrative preparedness site about that. Well, he was a SEAL. No, he wasn't. He was a JAG officer. He was in the Navy. He was a JAG officer because he was a lawyer. And he was attached to, I think it was SEAL Team 2, if I'm not mistaken, over in Iraq, to be their, legal advisor. And so, no, he wasn't a SEAL. He was attached to it. He was kind of like, whatever. So, this is one of those things that he doesn't have the, he's a lawyer, again. Let me leave it there. He should have, again, I've said this before, he should have stayed in his position, governor of Florida. He was really building a reputation. He's losing a lot of it now. He should have continued. He should have been stalwart supporting of the guy who got him in that office, which was Trump. And you know what? Trump probably would have made him front and center during Trump's second term. And in 2028, who knows? He might have been the heir apparent. He might have really been something in his life. Now, he will always be known as a semi-successful governor of Florida who stabbed his boss in the back. Nikki Haley, like I said, what could be said about her? She's worthless. She's the Wicked Witch of the North, or East, or West, or South, or I forget what. So anyway, interesting, very interesting. The fight is on now. Now they know, and now they know it's Trump, and now he's going to start going after him. Next stop is New Hampshire, where he's strong. He took every county, I think, last time in New Hampshire. And then South Carolina. Everybody's thinking that Nikki Haley, because she was, from South Carolina, everybody loved. No, ever since her little deal with the battle flag, she lost a lot down in South Carolina. Nobody thinks about her as being a South Carolinian. She doesn't have the background for it, and she never misses a chance to say, and my husband, who is deployed. Okay, look, you don't get any extra. Biden has tried this. You don't get any extra points among thinking people because someone you're related to is deployed. Okay? Okay, good for them. They're in the service. They're going to do their job. Excellent. Good for them. Okay. You don't get any points for that. So, but she'll use that. She'll beat that dog until it's dead. No, and South Carolina is Trump country. Now, would I expect him to get 51% like he did in Iowa? Probably not. I don't think so. Vivek. Now we'll see what happens. And now that's coming up in a few weeks. Vivek did the right thing. He suspended his campaign. What that means is, he's not running anymore, but he suspended it instead of shutting it down. That means he can still raise money. Okay, simple as that. So he has money to be able to do it, and he has expressed his 100 support for Trump, which is smart, and he was very, very honest in his speech last night. And I think it was good. The other two, they're holding on to hope. They're holding on to hope in a hopeless situation. They're both embarrassed. DeSantis thought that he was gonna, show his. How am I doing? Yeah, he was gonna show it. He was gonna blow it out. He was gonna show Trump. He was gonna show the people and Iowans, the good Iowans, we're going to bring the nice boy up and throw him over the edge for a win. That didn't happen. Reality is biting DeSantis in the butt. And Nikki Haley, who has almost lived in Iowa for the last year and assured all Iowans that it had just been an incredible experience. You could see it in her eyes. She couldn't believe what happened. She couldn't believe it. Reality came and slam dunked her too. So it is now, the fight is on. Trump is the guy without question. Most of us knew that Trump was the guy anyway. Okay, but without question, it can no longer be questioned. Both of these two should have suspended their campaigns and say, we got our asses beat in Iowa. Well, I know that they're hopeful. I know that they have these big dreams. I know that each of them thinks that they are the savior of America. Well, not really, but that they're better than anybody else. So they're going to hang on, and it has been in the past, and I forget which one. Was it George Bush? I don't know. I forget who lost in Iowa, and then came back to win the nomination, but not against somebody who had gotten 51%. Okay, so they're dealing with a different reality. They're living in a different dimension right now, on hope, and we'll see how long it takes, how long they're able to carry this false idea that they have a chance. And what will be interesting to see at what point, and they'll probably, one or both of them, they'll hold out until Super Tuesday, right? Well, we have a chance. We just need to tweak our message. People just aren't understanding our message. Yeah, we do understand your message, and the people of Iowa understood your message, and they told you what they thought about it. So we will see. But a word to, now what I'm going to, as always, please share this with everybody. If you would give this one a like, if you would comment, leave a comment. Even if you disagree with me, it's okay. Do it politely. Do it courteously. I don't think I have to I don't have to say that on this channel, but do it courteously and explain why. Okay, that's the thing. That is the thing. And things like making a blanket statement like blah, 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 that's not helpful. It's not part of a conversation. It's just a bark. And I'll be honest, I take a lot of those off because this channel is meant to be a place for intelligent political discussion about how to take our country back. So if you would, give this one a thumbs up and leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. I spent 45 minutes last night talking to YouTube's AI chatbot, asking them why the heck people were being unsubscribed from my channels, and of course, I got the answer, they're not. Yeah, okay, well, we know that they are. Make sure you're subscribed. Double check. Make sure that you've rung the bell and get notified for every, you can subscribe, but then if you don't go that next step and hit that bell, be notified of every video, then you might not be. You have to ring that bell and ask to be notified of every video. So please go to that extra step and share this. Please share this video. That helps more than anything, because our purpose here is to get America back, because it needs a reversion. As I said, this is one of our most popular mugs. Yeah, you can still get them. They're over on the stonemont.us website. Share this. Send it out to everybody you know. They need to be on board. The way we take the country back is to get everybody we can on board. And the choice now is between hope, which is this guy, and hopelessness. And those people say, well, hope is not a plan. Well, hope is the beginning. Hope is the foundation on which you stand while you work towards what you want. Okay? So they can decide for hope. But it seems to me like everybody wants, no, not everybody, not you fine people. Too many people says if they can't have a guarantee, well, he's just not going to do it, so I'm not going to be involved. Those people need to understand that they are voting for the other side. They are voting for hopelessness if they don't vote for hope. So it's up to them, but it's up to you to get the word to them. If you would, get this out. For those of you who were sent this video, I'm not insulting you. I'm trying to wake you up. You gotta get on board. You have to help. There's a lot of people pulling on the rope. You have to get on the rope and pull with us. Okay? And we'd love to have you. Welcome. Come join the fight. Come join, because we might see this country be able to be turned around. And for crying out loud, if you're such a cynic that you can't even hope for that, ooh, that's got to be a tough life. Please, for your own sake, turn that around. So often when you jump in the fight, you find, okay, now that I'm doing something, I have some hope. Okay, well, he is back, and he is back with a vengeance. There is no doubt this is going to be a year to watch and to be involved in. I don't think I mentioned, one of the reasons we put this out is so people can give them as gifts. Give them the gifts as friends. This is a great way to get people involved and to have something in front of you to start conversations with your family, at work, with your friends, or wherever you are. Take your coffee mug to your coffee shop. If you go to a coffee shop, say, here, fill up my America Needs a Reversion mug, instead of putting it in one of your paper cups. Okay. All right, I'll be back in a little bit with the normal daily news. But boy, this was something last night in Iowa. It was fun to watch, and I think we got a lot of fun ahead of us. You all have a good day. Remember that America needs a reversion and needs you to be a part of it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.